20 minutes to go, hey? Until it is 4 p.m. in Central African time. About to wrap up the show, but before we do, we're all about the exclusives on the show. So we bring you another one, and this time around, a cross-continental collaboration, musically speaking. Two proudly African hip-hop heads, as they are known, okay, have come together to bring you a wonderful piece of music titled Motho Waka, My Person, to translate from Sesotho into English. Ladipoe and Maglera Boy have joined forces for this wonderful cross-continental hip-hop collaboration. Is that how they say it? Hip-hop.
You're asking the wrong person.
Oh.
No, you really are. You really are. You would think that because of my age, right, I would be familiar with such lingo. No?
Yes, I mean, you were born in 2023, so you should know these things. I'm being very silly right now. Please forgive me.
It is hip-hop.
Yeah, hip-hop. Talking about hip-hop, Tebogo Lekhuleni went to go and cover this wonderful exclusive in conversation with Ladipoe.
Ladipoe, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to The Upside. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How far now? How's it going?
We're fantastic, man. I need to ask, where are you based now? Because it seems like you are traveling to different parts of the world. You have no home at the moment. Where are you based?
No, man. I very much have a home. My home is in Lagos, Nigeria. Home is where the heart is for real, and that's where the family is. So yeah, but right now I'm in Joburg. I'm in South Africa. Yeah,
and
my first time here.
Is it your first time?
First time in Johannesburg, not the first time in South Africa. I've been to Cape Town some years ago with my family, but first time in Johannesburg. I'll say this though, first time in South Africa as an artist, as Ladipoe.
Answer this then. Between Cape Town and Johannesburg, which do you prefer?
Between Cape Town and Johannesburg, wow. That's tough because it's two different vibes. Now that I'm in Johannesburg, I see the energy. The energy is here. And Cape Town seems like that's where, there's a lot of like beauty and just views and relaxation. And you need both, man. Can't choose between both work and play. Need both.
Love that. There must be a balance. Let's talk Let's talk about your musical career. And I guess your influences growing up, the environment in which you grew up, the family set up, everything that shaped Ladipoe to then say, I want to pursue this career in music?
It's funny because everything that you mentioned was taking me in the opposite direction of music. Like my family and the values of the family, what I studied, what was around me at the time, nothing was saying, your future is you're going to be an artist. I know a lot of my friends in music, some of them have been rapping or singing or producing since they were 10 years old. They wanted to do it, but for me, it was more just soaking in life as a kid, being confused about what I wanted to do in life, and then discovering this, and then realizing that this talent was there. And then now deciding, what do I even want to do? Do I want to develop it? Do I want to explore it? Or am I just doing the worst thing you can do to your family that sacrificed to get you to where you got into? So it was not straightforward for me, and it wasn't a clear path. Music wasn't a clear, obvious path, which is interesting because this is what I do now.
What was that switch then? What happened to you to say, I'm actually going to pursue this? And then when did you then say, I'm going to tell my parents that this is what I do, and how did they take it?
So I picked up music in school, when I was in undergrad. As an undergraduate, I was majoring in biology and chemistry at the University of North Carolina, Pembroke. So in the middle of nowhere in the south of America, my parents had really sacrificed and scraped and scrimped to get me to school in America. And, I was studying, and then I met some guys, Jeff and Kurt. Jeff rapped and Kurt produced, but they were in school studying. And Jeff and I became close because his cousin used to cut my hair. Greg, it's my boy. These are my boys and still my friends for life. And, there was this time that Jeff came to visit and he played me a song. It was called The Journey. And I listened to The Journey. I was like, when he was leaving, I was like, yo, can you leave that track? And I don't know why I asked that. And I also don't know why I wrote to it. So I wrote a verse to it. That was the first verse I ever wrote. And bro, from there, I never stopped writing verses. Like it just the feeling it gave me to write something that was here and to hear it out. And then I now recorded it, you know, and just see that process. I don't know, man. It was love at first sight. I don't know if it was something that stuck like this. And you asked me, how did I tell my parents? So at this point in time, I didn't know I was going to do music. At this point, I was just exploring a skill that I found out that I have, right? But I kept doing it more and more. And through my entire school career, I was making music. So fast forward to graduation, right? One thing is, if African parents send you to school, you better graduate. You know, that's their energy. And so I graduate. My parents come into town. This is my first time I'm always seeing the school. And on the way to graduation, I play a song, but I don't tell them it's me. After a while, my dad is like, Tano Corin. That means who's singing? You know, looks at his wife. He's like, honey, this is Ladipoe now. Ladipoe, this is you. You know, that kind of thing. And I'm almost like, no way. You know, so to them, it was like, what? You know, they couldn't even see that, make that connection because it was not something I was doing as a kid. So that blew their minds. And of course, you know, they probably thought it was a hobby and they didn't think too much of it. But, you know, fast forward some years later, I come back to Nigeria and I'm working, but I'm still pursuing music. And slowly but surely, they start to see that this is a real passion. They don't understand it. They're confused. They're worried, naturally. But, you know, over time, you know, if you're lucky, the lucky ones, the passion turns into a career if you're really lucky. And I think that's what happened with me.
Oh, the rest,
here we are.
The rest is history, as you say. You know,
as they say.
Parents, I actually want to know the impact that they had in shaping your philosophy, in shaping your work ethic, as it were. Because a lot of what we see from our parents becomes what we become when we grow up. So talk to us about their influence on you, their work ethic, their philosophies, the things that drove you to become the man.
I'm from a family of, I always say, like, civil servants and entrepreneurs, you know. God-fearing civil servants and entrepreneurs. My grandparents were civil servants. My paternal grandfather was a justice in the Supreme Court. He rose to become a justice, from lawyer to judge to justice. My paternal grandfather was a doctor in the army. He became a major general. My grandmothers were both nurses at different points, but they both established businesses there. So they were both entrepreneurs. One established a school, the other one different businesses. And now my parents were both entrepreneurs. So the combination of that, I think, let me know from early that your credibility matters. Your name matters, right? People, you say, oh, my name. And the name matters because that's what people meet. When they meet you, that's the first thing they know about you. So the name starts to matter because it's your identity. So I think from very early on, it was clear to me that there's a big focus on you. You really have to represent the values of the family are like credibility, integrity. You know, I told you my grandfather was a judge. So there's no judge who can be a judge without unshakable integrity. You know, there's no my grandfather, other grandfathers in the army. So these are things that were like, your name mattered. So I grew up with that kind of understanding. I grew up in a household full of love. I grew up with a big family. And a big family just means I knew my cousins. Not everybody knows their cousins. So all these things really influenced me. You know, my parents really pushed for us to know ourselves, not just be yourself. Know yourself, you know, and like I said, they're God-fearing people. And so all these things play in my mind, you know. So when I decided I was going to go into the music industry, I knew that I wanted to be me. I didn't want to, that's why, you know, I call myself the leader of the revival. I don't call myself the best rapper in Africa or the best this. I created my own lane. And I think that comes from my background. My own background is that you have to stand for you. So I needed to, and no other lane can represent me other than my own. So I feel like all of those things, like the family ethos, values. Like you said, they knowingly and unknowingly shape how you see the world, and to me, my name matters. And so, like, there's a way that I want people to perceive Ladipoe, the music, and I will always care about those things. I will always care about the things I care about and never understand it when people feel like those things don't mean anything. They do, you know? So yeah, man. And also I feel like they brought me up to believe that, wherever I go, I'm representing my family and my country and I'm representing something. I'm an ambassador at all times, and I think that's a very important thing that weighs on my mind.
Listen, man, you've been doing a brilliant job. You've been doing a brilliant job so far. And we can't wait
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
The star continues to shine. Well, you have released a new song. It's titled Motho Waka. You're collaborating with the South African. Tell us about it. How did that collaboration come to be?
Oh, sheesh. Okay, first off, I'll tell you about it. And it's so crazy. Everybody's like, oh, you collaborated with the South Africans. Like, this is not the first time. But anyways, we'll get to that. So, Motho Waka, how did that start? Maglera Doughboy was in Lagos in 2024 for the Hennessy Cypher. And we did a Hennessy Cypher. Was myself, Maglera, Sakode, I should have named Young Lunia, DDB, Calligraph, Jones. I think those are all the guys representing different countries, So obviously I'm representing Nigeria, Maglera, South Africa. And we just, we connected, I just felt like we had similar traits, and just an approach to like how we felt this thing can go. And, that manifested because he pulled up to the studio and we recorded this vibe, this idea. And it started off with, it was produced by Andre Vibes. Big shout out to Andre. Andre Vibes is a top guy. And I'd already picked some beats. And luckily, maybe, our taste. This is another example of alignment, right? Because I picked 2 beats, only 2. And we played only those 2. And those are the 2 Maglera's like, I love these. And those are the 2 we worked on. So that's alignment already. And on this track, I remember he was vibing to it. He was vibing to it. And I think he was like writing a verse. But as I was doing, I was like, bro, this thing you're doing sounds like the hook. Like, this is the hook of the song. And when I'm like, what is this? So he left it, flew back home. And then I worked on the song. And I started to work on it. And then, by 2025, I was done, but released it in 2026. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing to just see. Collaboration is a word that we use all the time, but it's amazing when 2 artists really collaborate and lean into a song. He was in Lagos to shoot the video. The video is sick. Please go check it out. I love it. I love the video, especially at the end. And then I'm in South Africa now to link with him and to push the record here. And I think that those things don't happen often. And they used to. That, Nigeria, South Africa.
You were saying it. You were saying how everything came into alignment, and I love the fact that you mentioned the music video. I have seen it. What other artists would have done, they would have gone to the most glamorous side of Nigeria, showed off the beautiful landscape, buildings. Why did you choose those locations that you chose in this music video?
We are all who we are, and we're all individuals, and we represent different aspects of our society. Some rap artists come from certain different backgrounds, But I think at the end of the day, what we really wanted to show in that song is where we're from. The energy of the city that we are from. And that place that I took him is called Computer Village. Computer Village is one of the largest, information technology and communication markets in Africa. Like, it's just a bunch of hub shops all together, and you go there, you can fix your phone, you can buy anything with tech and all of that kind of stuff. So there's a huge congregation of commerce, of people, of activity. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's allowed him to see a side of Nigeria that he would not see when he flew in for Hennessy Cypher. They put him in a 4-star hotel. So I needed him to see a part of the country. And also, I think that's the kind of thing that, Tokelo, it's my boy Maglera, my good friend, that's what he stands for. He's for the people. He's a man of the people. And I wanted him to see the people. So, and I think that he really connected with that. When I came here, He took me to see the people as well. Went to Soweto, you know. So I think that it's an important sort of like conversation that we're having. And at the end of the video, you know, I'm standing in front of my flag, he's standing in front of his flag, and then we switch. Because at the end of the day, you know, I know we have differences, but I mean, look at all the similarities. What are we going to do about those? Yeah.
Oh, indeed, one. And we are one Africa, and we should be celebrating our brothers and sisters in whatever they are doing.
Yeah.
Where can we find this song? I know it's already trending on social media, trending on Spotify, over 500,000 streams already. Where else can we find it? And where can we follow you on your journey as in South Africa?
Well, you can find Motho Waka on every single platform. It's out worldwide. That's what I like to say. It's out absolutely worldwide. The music video is out. All you need to do is type in Ladipoe, Maglera, Doughboy. It's going to pop up. Or just type in Motho Waka, Mothowaka. Or if you really have some patience, you can find it on my album. I'm working on the album. It's really close to being done. It's coming out this year and it's coming out soon. Motho Waka is a song off the album. And so, you know, you can get that and many, many more coming soon. I mean, like the Ladipoe fans, this is something they've been waiting for and the time has finally come. And me, Ladipoe, that's Ladipoe on every single platform. But you knew that.
Of course, I knew that. And I guess before I let you go, Ladipoe.
Yes, sir.
One thing that your fans don't know about you, secret talent. Maybe you enjoy a fruit or a dinner or a fast food chain you don't know about. What is one thing that you wish your fans knew about you, but they just don't? Not public.
Not public. Well, two things. I'll tell you guys two things. One is I'm the eldest of three. I don't think a lot of people know that I have siblings. So that's something I would say. I have a brother and a sister, and they support my music. They believe in me 100%. At a time when nobody else really could have even seen, they saw. And when I'm not making music, I love to ride my motorcycle. I own a motorcycle, and that's something that I've been doing for the last like 2+ years now. And I want to get better and better and better. And every city I go, I want to ride a motorcycle. And I haven't ridden a motorcycle since I've been in Joburg. So that's crazy. Maybe when I get to Cape Town. But yeah, there's two things that you need to know. You may not know about Ladipoe, but are 100% true.
Ladipoe, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. And may your star continue to shine beyond Africa. You're doing an incredible job.
Amen. Thank you guys so much. It's Ladipoe, and I can't do it without the lifelines, but you knew that.
Oh, man.
If you'd like to revisit that conversation, www.channelafrica.co.za. From us, the Upsiders, it's been a fantastic week. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yet again, we'll do this again on Monday, same time, same place. For now, we hand over the mic to Africa in Business with Tami Ngubeni. Bye-bye.